Alright guys, first things first, I want to show you what kind of content these agents are actually going to produce. Alright, and now that you've seen the output, what I want to do is make it super easy for you to actually get one of these agents up and running in no time at all. So the first thing you need to do is just head over to my free school community and grab this zip file and download it to your computer. Once you've got it downloaded, put it into a location that makes sense for you. I put all of my agents into a development folder, and you should be able to unzip those files and see something like this. If you're on a Mac, you should be able to do Command Shift and full stop to show and unshow hidden files, in particular the .env.example. If you're on Windows, you should be able to right click and show hidden files. Now, the next thing we're going to do is just make a copy of this .env.example. So right click, copy, and then right click, paste. Then I'm just going to rename this .env. And if you open that file up, you'll see the secrets that we need to get. So let's make this a little bit bigger for you guys. So we need to get ourselves a key API key, and we also need to get ourselves a Zernio API key. So if we head over to key.com, this is the platform that we're going to be using to actually generate our images. This is my go-to platform for all of my creations when using my agents. So if we look at the pricing, Key offers some of the most competitive pricing on the market. We're going to be using GPT Image 2, and GPT Image 2 is for the 1K, which I find to be absolutely fine for creating this kind of content, is only 3 cents per image, which is dirt cheap. So once you've got yourself signed up for an account, all you need to do is head over to API keys here and grab the API key from there. And the next thing we need to do is set ourselves up a Zernio account. It's my go-to for social media scheduling. It's optimized for use with AI agents, which makes it really easy to just chat with your agent and work out what you want to do. It's also got a ton of platforms on it, and the pricing is genuinely one of the most competitive in the game. So once you've got yourself signed up for an account, what you want to do is set up a connection. So connect the social media account or accounts that you want to post to. And once you've got that set up, what you also want to do is set yourself up a queue. So come in here, select the profile that you're using, and then just create the queue for whatever times you want to post on whatever days. Once you've got those set up, the things you're going to need is the API key. So come in here, create yourself a key, copy that, paste it in your .env file. What you're also going to need is your account ID, which if you go to the account that you've just connected and hover here, you'll be able to copy that to your clipboard, paste that into your .env file. And then if you are using a queue, you can copy this profile ID, and then it will tap into the queue that you've just created. Get all of those into your .env file, and then we'll be ready to go. Next thing we need to do is head to the Claude desktop app. If an IDE is familiar to you, you can also open it up in there. Head over to the code section in the desktop app and make sure you select the folder where you just saved your agent as the scope for this conversation. I've also selected bypass permissions. I know the origin of this folder. I know it's safe. There's nothing malicious in there. So I'm going for bypass permissions. I would recommend that in general, you don't do that for folders that you're downloading from the internet. I'd go for accept edits as a minimum. Once you're confident, you can go for bypass permissions. And now that I'm in here, all I need to do is say, please create me however many bits of content that I want. So let's go for 3. There we go. I've just said, please create me 3 bits of content, full send. Full send in this agent that I built just means it's going to go through all of the steps and not ask for permission at each stage. You can go through it step by step and make sure that you're happy with the quote that's being created, the scene that's being created, and approving that before you actually generate the images. Okay, so the agent has finished running through its processes there and has now scheduled all 3 posts up to Zernio. So let's just head over and have a look at them. I'm in Zernio, check my posts. I can see 3 new scheduled posts here. Let's take a look. There's number 1, and we've got a nice logo overlay as well in the bottom right. Here's the second one. And here's the third one. And then there's also some sensible captions to go along with it. Now, it's super easy to come in and update the feel and the vibe of this brand. So let's, for argument's sake, say that we want to update all of the branding and all of the imagery to be Studio Ghibli style. So I'll chuck that in now and get some more posts generated. I've just chucked that in there. It says, please update the branding so that all imagery is in Studio Ghibli style, no exceptions. So we'll let the agent just update its branding, and then we'll generate a bit more content. And just as simple as that, the branding has been updated. So let's generate 3 more bits of content. So I've just gone for, please generate 3 more bits of content, full send. Okay, so the agent has just finished running the Studio Ghibli style images and scheduled them up to Zernio. So let's go check them out. Here's the first one. That looks lovely. Here's the second one. That's great. Here's the third one. And honestly, I'm loving this aesthetic. I think the Noir Studio Ghibli is definitely a winner. We've still got the logos coming through there. Awesome. And the final thing to get your social media content on autopilot is to set up a routine locally. That's nice and easy. So we're back in the Claude desktop app. We go over to routines, click new routine. And we're going to go for a local routine here. Give it a name. So we're going to call this Keyboard Dreams Test. Description. Give it a sensible description. That's how you know which routine is which. And the instructions are the command that you'd actually give to your agent, just like I've just been running there. So I've gone for, please create me 10 bits of content, full send. I've also gone for bypass permissions. You obviously need to select the right scope, so the right folder where that agent lives. And then you can also specify what model you want to use for this run. I'm going to go for Sonnet 4.6. And then finally, you can set your schedule, and that is just going to be whatever works for you. The important thing to know is that this is only going to run if your computer is on and Claude Code desktop app is open. If, for example, you've got it scheduled for 9 o'clock and you don't log on until 9:30, it will run when you log on at 9:30. And this is just going to draw down on your Claude Code subscription credits and your usage limits there. Now, in my pro community, I've got access to a ton of pre-built agents across a number of different niches and in-depth walkthroughs of how to set this up and how to create more variations, and indeed how to build your own from scratch according to a brand that is already yours. Check it out. We'd love to have you. Hopefully that's been useful, guys. Thanks very much, and I'll see you in the next one.